Hey guys, how are you doing? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Thank you so much guys for coming back. So today guys, I want to do a review of my pots. I got these pots. Let me show you. These are the pots I'm talking about. I got these pots last year, but I started using them this year. So it's been like a month later. I'm doing like a month review of how they are, like my expectations, what I can see going wrong. So please guys, forgive me for the background noise. I'm doing this video over the weekend and the kids are home, so you might hear kids here and there, but please bear with me. So yeah guys, let me now show you. So these are the 10 pieces TC Cookware Granite Pots. So they are from TC Cookware, as I've just told you, and I want to show you how they come. This is the biggest one, as you can see, followed by this, and then the pan, that one, and this one. So for the 10 pieces, they count this in the pot as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, but there are 5 pots. So guys, this is the biggest one. I have never used it because it's quite big and we are the two of us. So this is still new. You can see even down here. This is how it looks down here. It's super cute. Followed by this. So for this, I have never used it. I'm not going to give a review of this. I have never used it. For this, I have used it just once. I was meal prepping for a week and I fried my berry in this pot. One thing I can tell you is that it has no scratches. There is no peeling. I was afraid of peeling, but there's no somewhere that it can peel. It's not like it's a paper. So yeah, there's no peeling. Also, there is no stains. There is no stains. Down here, as you can see, I have used it just once, so there is no stains. This is how it looks. I think this part down here is stainless steel. So yeah guys, also one thing I realized, I thought this was rubber, but it is not. So one thing I realized when I put it to pot, this thing here, it gets hot, but not too hot, but you can touch it, but not for too long because it's kind of hot. So it gets kind of hot here. So the more you put it on fire, the more it gets hot. So this is the second largest. I've used it just once. So for these three, guys, I have been using them regularly, especially these small ones. One thing I want to show you is inside. This one, I have been using it for a long time, and you can see inside here there is a small scratch, and this small scratch, I want to tell you what happened, why it is there. So one thing I realized with these pots is that when you buy them, you need to buy silicone spoons. You don't use stainless steel spoons. So I made a mistake. I don't have silicone spoons, so I went ahead with my steel spoon, and it's scratched here. But as you can see, after the scratch, it's not like there is a paper for something to peel. There is no. So it's just a scratch and everything is going well. You see, it's not peeling at all. It got scratched like a week ago, and I have been cooking with it every day and nothing has happened. So it's just like that. Down here, when it comes to cleaning it, you can see how it gets rough. So it stains when you put it on hot for a long time. So the first thing you need is, I have these two. When it comes to cleaning, this you clean with it here like that or like that. It's okay. But when it comes down here, When it has stains and you do like this, the stains do not come out easily with this. So you have to use something like this or a steel wool to like scratch. And you cannot use it up here. I think it's just down here, because up here there is no stains. So what happens when you scratch it for too long, after it dries up, it shows the scratches, but it does not get any. So with this pot, make sure you get yourself silicone spoons. This one has no scratch. I use it every day too. It has no scratch. So what I realized, rather than, if you don't have silicone spoons, you can use like Mwiko, you know, the wooden spoons. So that's what I'm using right now. After I realized I made a scratch to the small one, I stopped using the steel spoons, and now I'm using the wooden Mwikos. The same with this one. I have been using it for a whole month and nothing. No scratches, no peeling. One thing I can tell you about them is that there will be no peeling at all. No peeling. So you should not be afraid of them peeling. Another thing I want to talk about is these lids. I have seen most of the pots, the granite pots, this thing come out. When you try to take it out, it comes out. But for the TC cookware, they do not come out. They are like fixed, because if it comes out, once you put it on hot, or you cover it on heat, you know, the rubber stretches and it can come out, and you know this is glass. So if rubber comes out and it falls down, it's gonna break. It's going to break. So one thing that I feel like it's an advantage for the TC cookware is that this thing you cannot take it out, but this one you can. Another thing about these lids is that when you wash them and you rinse them with clean water, and then you put them to dry, the water left here on this rubber, when it dries, it forms like two patches, like white patches. But I feel like it's because it's color black. If it's color white, I think it's a different story. I don't think you would see any patches on white pots. So if you are looking to like buy white pots, the covers are good for you. But one thing I realized about the white pots is that if you make a scratch on a white pot, the scratch is going to show. So an advantage of getting black and marooned inside, or just black, it's because it hides a lot of things. Also, when you cover this lid on heat and you touch here, it doesn't get hot, so you will not burn yourself. It does not get hot. This one, you hold it on fire and it does not get hot at all. One thing I want to tell you is that, you see, when you're cooking food and like water rises up and spills, with this rubber over here, it makes sure that your water or whatever you're cooking will not spill over. What happens if it reaches here at the top of the pot, it starts making noise because of this hole that is put here. It makes noise, and then it alerts you to come and open your pot. So one thing I loved about it is that it does not spill water. So guys, I want to bring you like over here. One thing I realized is that with the small pot, you have a disadvantage, because you cannot place it on the big heat, because the heat comes all over here, you know, it will stain here. So with these small pots, you need a smaller cooker, smaller heat. So with the small pots, it can dictate where you cook, you know, because for the big pots you need the big heat, for the smaller pots you need a smaller heat. Guys, don't mind my cooker, I have not cleaned it. This is what I mean. For like this smaller pot, if you put it here on the bigger heat, let me light it for you so that you can see. You see the heat comes all the way up because the light is like too much, so you cannot use this pot on on big heat. What you need a smaller cooker like this one. Let me light it for you. So you see that way, and your pot is balanced. Let me put a little bit of water in here. Other things, when like I have put water to boil in there, so when there is heat in there, this is how the heat forms on the lid. The white things means the steam is coming up. And one thing I can tell you about the lids, if you touch this glass, it's hot, but if you touch here, it is not hot. So this makes it an advantage when you're cooking. If you want to like open it, you just touch here and you will not burn yourself, but if you touch here, it's hot. Okay, also another thing is this material, this one here is rubber, also this one here is rubber, but this one is not rubber. So as the pot continues to stay on fire, it has already started being warm. So the more the food you're cooking is on fire, the more it gets heat here. So it can burn you. If you touch it for a long time, it will burn you. This is not the same material as here. Okay, it's warm, you can touch it, but you cannot leave your hand over there for a long time because it's getting warmer and warmer and warmer, this depending on how long your pot is on the fire. Guys, when it comes to cleaning these TC cookware pots, as I had mentioned earlier, you need these kind of things. So for this one is only on the bottoms, outside, the outside bottom, this one. For this one, you can wash with it here. If like you washing your pot and you realize the grease or the food or the dirt is not coming out, you switch to this part. This part will not bring scratches to your pot. It will not make it peel, so there will be no peeling. So this one is the best sponge when it comes to cleaning this TC cookware pots. You can use it like that or like that, you see, and there will be no scratches, no peeling at all. So when it comes to here, you use this part. You can use this part to clean here, this part, clean. But down here, you see, this is stainless steel. For the stainless steel, you can use a steel wool or you can use something like this. This one has steel wool in it, so you can come and like put your soap over here and then clean it, because this material is not the same material as inside here. So yeah guys, this is how you clean the TC cookware. Another thing guys that I also realized with the TC cookware pots is that their pan is super big. It's super big, and also it's quite like for the depth, it's quite a good size, because you can cook your food in here and also you can fry your things in this pan. It's super good for making sausages and pancakes, and also it is also good for like cooking your fish, you know, frying your fish over here. I'm telling you this because I have used it to cook these dishes and I see how well it does. So guys, please forgive the background voice, as I told you earlier. So this is an advantage to the TC cookware pots, because this one is quite big and also the depth is also good. The TC cookware pots, I think they range between 10 to 15,000. The ones that I saw when I was buying these pots, they were ranging between 10 to 15,000. So my range was around 10,000, 11,000, and I happened to like see these pots and I loved them. So I went ahead and bought these. Right now, after a 1 month of review, I don't have bad things to say. Just that the one thing that I saw on its downside is that this part here, it gets hot while you're cooking, if you're cooking food for a long time. So this one gets hot, but I love the fact that when you touch here, it's not hot at all. So yeah guys, That's all, guys, for the review. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know if you have any other questions about these non-stick pots, and I will answer it in the comment section. Give this video a thumbs up, and I will see you guys on my next video.